Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. The Team of the Year pack grind has ended, and now there's a different focus in FC 26. Icon swaps. Finally, they dropped it yesterday, and honestly, it's a little bit overwhelming. What are the best choices for those 20 tokens that we can claim, and what's the quickest way to get those tokens without having to spend a ton of time playing squad battles? We're going to go over all of it today so you can get those swaps in and get those rewards claimed as soon as possible. Now, of course, the promo that's at hand is Future Stars. With it, another very specific path for a Future Stars Academy evolution. We're going to break that down today, cover how to do this so you don't mess it up and how that works. And of course, look at the good SBCs we had yesterday and what might be happening on the market and today for Saturday content. If you're excited for it, guys, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now, we're going to start by looking at yesterday's Promo Friday promo team. Guys, actual promo cards that you actually might see in your packs. I packed 3 of these yesterday. It was nice to see a colorful tunnel and not just the gold walkout animation. The team 1 of Future Stars is actually pretty big. There's a lot of cards inside of this team. There's a lot of fodder cards, but there's also a lot of really decent cards. The only thing that I'm noticing about some of these players is that, yeah, this Elliot Anderson card looks pretty good. I've actually bought a couple of him to trade with into today on Saturday, but 3-star skill moves. That's one of the things that I remembered now seeing these Future Stars cards from previous years is that we go from a team of the year where everything's 4-star at least and a lot of things are 5-star for the weak foot and skill moves to Future Stars who have some 3 and 4-star weak foots. But there's still some good cards in here. Voltamata looks sick. Thompson looks sick. Due is crazy. Alvaro Carreras card is really crazy. And there's a couple of like budget gems. This Adam Wharton card with Tiki Plus and Intercept Plus with really good stats and almost a 92 footbin meta rating is like 200,000 coins and probably going to drop still later on this weekend. That is not a bad card right there. Honestly though, like I mentioned, the most fun thing is still opening a couple of those packs that we have in SBCs like the 83 by 10, the 85 by 3, even some maybe leftover premium upgrades like I've got here, 15 of these premium upgrades, and actually seeing walkouts and promo cards more often than we did for the last 2 weeks. So that's one of the small dubs, I guess, about this promo is collecting a few of these players. And then, of course, we have the icons and heroes that are in packs too. Guys, the one thing I want to talk about with these cards is there were so few packs opened yesterday. I do believe these cards are kind of rare. Now, I do think some of them could rise today because these are Future Stars. People want to try these cards out because these are guys that haven't had any promo cards almost ever, or the only way you've been able to use them and make them usable in game is through evolution. So like, you know, Voltamata had the Thunderstruck, but this card's a crazy upgrade over that one for him. So I think there's a lot of demand with these cards. I think some of them could rise in the early hours today on Saturdays. People wake up and play some champs. But I also think that as Foot Champs continues, you're going to see these cards drop down in price. So don't be afraid to trade with them today, but just know that they're probably going to dip down a little bit further. Now, let's go to the SBCs from yesterday's content to continue the conversation. And guys, we had 2 really good player SBCs yesterday. And the reason that they're really good and a lot of people like them is the price. Micah Richards, Big Meeks, new hero in FC 26. 3-star, 3-star is definitely not the best, but he's only 89 rated, so he's not that far away from Evos. 2 playstyle pluses, can play center back, really solid stats in the defending, the physical, and the pace categories, and really solid play styles. He's literally only missing Intercept, which is not the end of the world when you have Bruiser Plus, Quick Step Plus, which is a very unique, you know, combination for a right back, center back player in the game. He's got Defender Plus, he's got Fullback Plus, and I've started this SBC because it's only 6 squads, and he's got 388 squads as a part of this, sure, but it's only 450,000 coins, which if you've got a whole storage full of 88s like Gabriel, Irene Paredes, Katoto, Oblak, all the ones we've been getting from the upgrade packs in the past couple of days on repeat, it's going to help you do this SBC, making it seem a lot cheaper. Like literally, I did the first 3 squads of this from my duplicate storage from the last couple of packs we were spamming from Team of the Year. And overall, a 450k SBC versus the 1 million coin plus SBCs we had during Team of the Year seems really cheap. 2 playstyle plus card, W card right there. You could say the same thing for Dorgu, right? Dorgu's got the Rapid Plus, he's got the Jockey Plus, he has Intercept, Finesse Shot, Pinged, Tiki Taka Whipped, and Bruiser Base. Really interesting card, to be completely honest. Would probably be good at that left mid position. Has really good stats all the way around. And again, has the 2 playstyle pluses, can play left mid, left wing, and left back. And his SBC is even cheaper than Micah Richards. 86, 86, 87, 87, and then 2 88 rated squads. No free Lamine Yamals inside the rewards. That's going to be a joke that lives on for a long time. We're always going to be checking these player SBCs and the packs just in case there's something cheeky hiding in there. But he's only 371,000 coins. And because both of these SBCs dropped, it was impacting defenders on the market. Even Team of the Years. Team of the Year Lucy Bronze, who of course can play right back and center back, went from 700k plus yesterday all the way down to 600,000 coins flat. Literally dropped off 100,000 coins because of the new Micah Richards card and maybe the Dorgu impacting some other left backs on the market like Lucy Bronze. But I just wanted to point out that one because most of the market went up yesterday, but because those 2 player SBCs were so good, she went and other defenders went down. Now, also yesterday for content, we had the Future Stars Challenge 1. We had the 84 plus team of the week. And this is a little interesting note to make here. We just graduated from the 83 plus team of the week upgrade to the 84, which means 83 plus team of the weeks. Some of them that are out there will be, in demand for Evos for a really long time, and they're not going to be packable from these upgrade packs for informs anymore. So that's maybe worth mentioning. If you have an 83 rated inform that you're wanting to pack, maybe you go buy it off the market now because it's going to be more difficult to get one of those cards. Now, since we're talking about SBCs, I want to take a look at fodder. First of all, before we go to the Footbin fodder page, let's take a look at Team of the Weeks. Because Team of the Weeks, of course, yesterday, were being sold off pre-content. They jumped up a little after content, but we knew what was going to happen, guys. We knew that once a weekend league rewards hit, Team of the Weeks would get hit as well. They are now down to 12,000 coins. We have the 83 by 10 that's still out and a couple other SBCs that require informs every single day. So if you want to try to bid and win informs today on Saturday for 11,000 coins or maybe even 12k flat, they may go back up to about 13.5 or maybe 14k on lazy sales. You might be able to fluctuation trade these cards a little bit because there's still some demand for Team of the Weeks. But again, we're on the weekend now. There's more supply, and I don't think those cards are going back up to 17,000 coins anytime soon unless we get some very surprise crazy SBCs. So that's kind of the situation there with informs. And then fodder is moving mostly as expected. High rateds are now down in value because guess what? All the gold cards that were out of packs for the last 2 weeks are back in. Vitinha's 30,000 coins. 89s were 37k yesterday after content. They had another little bit of a spike, but then as expected, weekend league rewards hit and these cards dropped. Look at 90 rateds now. Jude Bellingham, VVD, who were 75,000 coins, are now 60k. The 91s are starting to drop as well. In my opinion, these will continue to drop over the day today, but this is why I waited to finish Marcelo and buy those last 89, 90, and 91 rated cards that I might need to complete the last squad of this Marcelo, is because I knew that they would be dropping in value. So if you take a look at some of the SBC prices for players like the Marcelo and others, they are down because those high rated cards are starting to fall with the supply from weekend league rewards. So that's nice if you're trying to do an SBC like me. Now, some of the fodder market's actually up. 88s are up a little bit and 87s are up a little bit too. And I think that is directly attributed to, you see the rise after content. I think that's directly attributed to the 2 good player SBCs we had yesterday. There's 87 squads in both of these, 87 rated cards you're going to need for both of those. So I think that's why you saw a bit of a bump on the 86s, the 87s, and a little bit of a bump on the 88s as well. So that was nice to see, but a little unexpected. But again, nice to see because we actually had good SBC content. Now, let's get into the good stuff. The content from yesterday that is being focused on the most because it's the most confusing, but also the most interesting, guys. Let's talk about the Future Stars Academy and the whole confusing chain that this is. I know a lot of people are wanting to know what is the best way to do this. How do I do this Future Stars Academy Evo chain so I don't mess it up? Because there's a fear with this. There's a risk with this because there's a specific process. And if you go outside of that process, you could end up messing up your Evo. But honestly, guys, I think EA has laid this one out very simply, and I want to explain it to you guys. First, It all starts in the store. At the content drop yesterday, if you go and if you went to the store, or if you haven't already, you'll go there and in your unassigned, there will be an Evo consumable that you will claim. That is the contract, as we're going to look at. And I'm going to put the link to this web page, EA's website, down below in the description, where you can read through this at your own speed, take screenshots if you want, and follow along very, very easily and very, very carefully to how you can go through this process. Also, there's a nice little graphic, as we just showed, in game as well on the news tab that kind of shows the layout of the dates and the process as well. But it all started yesterday in the store, where they gave us that contract Evo. And the contract Evo is the important one, because that is what designates your player a Future Star Academy Evo type, which then means they're only going to fit in these Future Star Academy Evos from here on out. You're kind of locking them in with that contract Evo. Also in the store, you would have seen a pack that gave you 11 different Future Star players. These are just options for us to Evo, but again, we have the ability to choose our own player through this Evo right here. And again, once you put this card type on a player, you are locked in. Also, this card type gives max chemistry in position for that player. Again, that's noted here on EA's website. So it's kind of like the cosmetic, the excellence, whatever excellence cosmetic the green one is, that gives you full chemistry when the player is in position, but it does not boost chemistry for the rest of the squad. So that's the beginning. That's how you start with it, right? There's another one of these contract Evos, by the way, that we're going to get this next Friday. So we're going to be able to do 2 different players through the Future Stars Academy. That is worth noting. As you notice here, the debut, midfielder, attacker, and defender Evos are repeatable twice. Now let's talk about these Evos. This is the next step in the process. After you designate a player and you get them to the Future Stars card type, then you're going to decide, do you want the attackers, midfielders, or defender's debut boost? This is going to take your card up to 86 rated, and it's going to give them some stat boost. Now, not all of your cards are actually going to get stat boost, because some of you have really good cards that are going to go into these Evos already, and they're not going to get much of a boost. But if you're doing a defender or a midfielder or an attacker, you know, this is where you kind of want to go with it. There is some opportunity to maybe mix it up a bit, and this is where we're going to talk about this a little bit with the Evo. This is where the weighting might actually be really good. I'm thinking about doing Dane Scarlett for this evolution. Spurs guy actually just got loaned out, but I have his silver card who I've already Evo'd a couple of times. And after putting him into the Academy contract Evo, I've got a choice to make. Do I want to put him into the midfielder Evo, which gives him a little bit better passing, 82 passing, and only 75 shooting, or putting him into the attacker Evo that gives him 82 shooting and 73 passing? So that's one of the things that you have to decide while you're doing this, is what stats do you want to upgrade the most? And in waiting, you could be able to make a better decision with what Evos come out later in this chain process to try to make the best card possible for the way you want to use it. But basically, you're going to take your contract player, and then you're going to go into this first Evo. You're going to choose a position, and you're going to go into either attackers, midfielders, or defenders. That is the next step. Now, after you play those games and you get your card upgraded, you're going to go to objectives. So again, you do those Evos right there, the contract, you pick your position, and then you go to objectives in the campaign tab, and this is where you start to customize your card for real. The scouting report Evo right here, this objective gives a whole bunch of Evos that go on your Future Stars Academy player. If you win 3 matches, you get the base playstyles pack. That's 17 base playstyles that you will then get to choose and put on your card. There's an evolution here for 4-star weak foot and 4-star skills as well for your player. And the group reward is the playstyle plus pack. This is your first playstyle plus that you will be able to put on your card. And I believe, guys, I haven't got that far, so I don't know for myself, but I believe that those do not require any games. I believe that you just have to play games to do your debut midfielders Evo here and then do the objective. And then after that, I think you just apply those Evos, which is nice because it seems like it's going to be an absolute crazy number of games, but I don't believe that is the case. So that's really as far as you can get through the objective Evos there. So that's step 3, basically, right? You're going into the contract, into the debut, and then into the objective evolutions. Then you can add your roles. And this one is just here, of course. Once you've Evo'd the player, you can put these roles on them, I think, at just about any time. But after that, that's all we can do for now. Now, there's more upgrades that are incoming. As you can see, on Sunday, as a part of this timeline here, on Sunday, we are going to be able to get another upgrade where we're going to go from 86 rated to 88 rated. And on Sunday as well, we're going to be able to go to second playstyle plus with 5-star skills or 5-star weak foot. So that's actually a pretty good upgrade incoming on Sunday. Those evos are going to be called the first 11 upgrade. Again, that's going to be another set of the attacker, midfielder, and defender evos there. Sorry, that's not those evos. This is just taking you from 86 to 88 and giving you the 5 skills of the 5 weak foot. Next Friday, we will be able to go up to 90 rated. It says right there, Club Legend. It says the date is going to be the 1st of the February month, but that is not the case. I believe it says everywhere else in objectives that Evo is going to come out on the 6th of February. I guess we could be wrong on that one. No, it says right here, check back for the 6th of February to, never mind, that's for the second opportunity. So allegedly, I thought we were not going to be able to fully boost these cards until next Friday, but it kind of looks like we're going to be able to fully boost them on Sunday and get a 90 rated Evo card. And that's actually pretty cool. But that'll be the final step for the Evo whenever that does come out. That'll be called the Club Legend Evo, and that one will yet again be a attacker, midfielder, or defender boost. So this right here and that webpage is going to be the best place to kind of delve into the details of who you're going to Evo in this Future Stars Academy. I know we just talked about it for a long time. The biggest thing that I can tell you is don't put any Evos on your Future Star Academy card unless it's in a Future Stars Academy or a Future Stars Academy roles like evolution tab. If you go into the Evos tab or if you go into the rewards tab and you put your Future Stars Academy Evo in there, you're probably going to cook it and it's not going to be able to be Evoed through the rest of the way. And I would hate to see that happen to any of you guys. So that's kind of how you do this Evo. And again, for who you want to choose for this, find somebody emotional, find somebody cool. A dynamic image is always the best. I know that for the Dane Scarlet, I'm not going to have one of those, but that is kind of how the Future Stars Academy Evo works there. It's not that much work, actually. This is the hardest part. Play 2, win 2, play 3, and then get the objective done, which is 5 games. So that's not that difficult. You may be even able to work it in while you're working on icon swaps. Now, that is the next big thing that we got to talk about, guys. Icon swaps are finally out. And this is what a lot of people are doing right now to grind game play. We've got 20 total tokens that are going to be given to us to choose our rewards. We've got 10 tokens that are out right now, and this is where you end up redeeming those tokens in the swaps tab. These SBCs are here, and the rewards, guys, are really crazy. Now, we got to try to figure out what the best options are, and I think there's a lot of options in here. Of course, you've got the Ronaldo, you've got the Evo, you got some pretty big packs and some very interesting campaign picks, but I want to lay out what I think are the best couple of options. Option number 1 for these rewards, it's got to be mentioned it's R9. Now, this may be the most boring option or the most meta option, however you're going to look at it, but the fact that EA is giving us an R9 for playing gameplay is crazy. 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot, striker, finesse, and tech. This has got to be one of the most interesting R9s that we've maybe ever received because he's got Tiki Taka base playstyle, finesse plus low driven. He's got the trickster first touch, the quick step, the chip shot as well, and advanced forward plus plus. I mean, it's R9. Need we say more? 94 rated R9, dynamic image, sick card design with 95 pace and 94 dribble. Like, that's a card that you're going to be able to get if you get up on your swap tokens and keep up with it. The second set of swap tokens to get us from 10 to 20 is allegedly coming out on the 20th of February. That's kind of the timeline, right? 10 tokens right now, 10 more tokens on the 20th of February, as it says here on EA's website. I'll put this link down below in the description as well. So let's say by the end of February, you get all the games done and you have this 94 R9. That's a card that's probably going to live in your team even into team of the season, maybe till the World Cup, to be completely honest, maybe till the end of the game, because it's freaking R9. So that's obviously got to be an option. And since it's 19 tokens, you'd have one left over. If you got all 20, you'd be able to open an 82 by 25 pack as well. Notice that some of the packs here are repeatable twice, and that's a whole part of the best decision and the most valuable outcomes from icon swap token choices as well. Now let's talk about option 2. This is the way that I'm kind of leading with these icon swap tokens. I don't think I'm going to go for R9. I'm going to go for the iconic attacker glow up evolution because, guys, this Evo is freaking crazy. And it leaves you 10 more tokens afterward to do something fun and do something else with, right? But this Evo is called Iconic Attacker Glow Up. And it gives you 2 playstyle pluses, 92 pace, 91 shooting, high 80s dribbling, if not 90 if your card already has it, even a really good passing boost. This is a crazy Evo. Like, look at the state of that crouch. You get low driven plus and game changer plus as your playstyle pluses inside of this. You get a really solid stat boost that we already mentioned. You get finesse shot base, rapid base, incisive, low driven plus, and then power shot, a weak foot up to 4-star, and skills up to 5. Like, look at, what is that card, bro? That's a crazy card. I'm thinking about maybe doing this on Pulisic. We'll have to see. I don't really want the Game Changer Plus, if I'm being completely honest. Di Maria looks insane in this Evo with low driven and the Tech Plus that he already has with a dynamic image. That looks dope. Sorlop looks dope. And the 92 shooting and 92 pace. That's the thing about this Evo, man. When you go on Footbin and you look at the most popular Evos right now, like, let me show you the popular Evos page. It's just filled with players that you can chain in. What the frick is that? There's some crazy cards here on Footbin that people are creating. Some of the chains probably not even, see, like that one, you can't do that one anymore. There's a lot of expired Evos, but like stuff like this is coming to the forefront because this Evo is so, look at that Griezmann. Scream Griezmann goes finesse and low driven. Cruyff, I've seen this. Cruyff looks really, really crazy in this one. Unless you don't want the Game Changer Plus. You know, there's an Adama Traore crazy Evo. Rafael Leao fits this one. So this is my pick where I'm going to be going with my first 10 tokens, I believe. And I'm going to try to make a really fun chain and just juice somebody up. Because again, this is actually obtainable right now. You can get this Evo done with the 10 tokens that are out right now and get a card that is boosted. Now, for the second set of 10 tokens, you could gamble on an icon pick. You could take a 9-token Stoichkov, which, by the way, I think there's great value in this pick here. Not very many people are talking about Stoichkov, but 4-star, 4-star, left wing, right mid ring, left mid, right mid, and striker position with 92 shooting, dribbling, and pace, and finesse plus and low driven base. Like, that's a crazy card. That is a really, really crazy card. And I like this one as one of the guaranteed 2 playstyle plus icons that are in here. Cantona's okay. Rio, you have to really, really want Rio and Rio alone to do that. I know he's going to be good in game, but that's a lot of tokens. And I feel like 9 for Stoichkov is pretty good. So right now, what I'm thinking of doing is the Attacker Glow Up Stoichkov, and then with my last token, an 80 2x25. But if you want to do the Evo, you could also get some packs. Like, you could do the 10 token Evo here, the Iconic Attacker Glow Up, which, by the way, I didn't even mention at the end, they get icon chemistry because it's an icon card design at the end of that Evo. That's a huge part of the evolution as well. But 10 tokens gone there. And you could, after that, still do an 86x25 and 2 84x20s. Yes, you could do 2 of these because that would be 4 tokens. You could do 1 of the 8625s because that would add up to 10 tokens, which would be the second half after you spent your first 10. And so, like, that's a really good option. Speaking of packs, some people just want to save big, huge packs for the next big promo theme that we get and then craft a massive SBC. The 86x25 would help you do that. You can open the 86x25 for 6 tokens. You could open 2 of the 85x15 for another 6 tokens. You could then open both of these. Actually, you could open all the packs if I'm doing my math correctly. You can open all the packs, the 8625, 2 85x15s, 2 84x20s, and then 2 82x25s. All those packs, I believe, would be completable with the 20 swap tokens. And then the last thing we got to talk about for value here is if you just want to risk it all and send your tokens or part of your token stash into a little bit of just an icon pick. Some of these icon picks, they got promise. A 91 plus pick, which, by the way, includes, you can't see it in the description, but it includes some, what does it say? FS, which would be Future Star, or KR, which we believe is Knockouts Reloaded. I think that's what that is. That's an upcoming promo that hasn't even been released yet, but those icons are going to be in this pick. The 93 plus pick here, that's almost a guaranteed dub. It's a lot of tokens, and there are a couple of 93 plus icons that aren't the best, but like most of them, you're talking like the Zlatans, the Dinos, the Zidans, the Jarzinhos, like some of the Team of the Year icons that we just got. the future star icons that are in packs right now as well, like that Baresi who looks pretty crazy. Like there's going to be a lot of really, really good icons in this, and you're almost guaranteed a W from that. So that's another way that you could look at this. But guys, honestly, if you're somebody who likes Evos, this Evo right here is really, really good. And then after that, I always think packs are interesting because these are the biggest packs that we've seen in the entire year. And it just, like, it's called icon swaps. But besides Stoichkov for me, maybe Rio for some people, and then obviously R9, it's really like the icon players aren't quite good enough down here in the lower levels. Like Zambrata's not bad. Intercept plus, sure, not bad, but only one playstyle plus. We just had Big Meeks, who was dropped today, who would be a 400k SBC, wouldn't take you 7 of your swap tokens that you could use instead of him. Buffon only has 1 playstyle plus. Javi Alonso has Tiki Taka and is 89 rated, so, I mean, that's not terrible, but I just don't think it sticks out enough for me to be like, yeah, I want to take the guaranteed player. I think I want to make my own with the attacker glow up there and then go for some of the other options. So that's my take on the rewards. Now, how to get those rewards in the quickest way possible. Let's talk about the seasonal tab. All the icon swaps are in the seasonal tab here, and you've got 4 different live friendly modes. The live event icon swaps 1 league. You have to use League 1, Bundesliga, La Liga, and Premier League, and there's a specific scoring objective each one requires that makes it a little bit annoying. Finesse shots for Premier League. La Liga is outside the box. Bundesliga is chip shots. Score a chip shot in 6 separate matches. That one's a bit annoying. You need somebody to pull their keeper to be able to score a chip shot there. So that one's probably going to take some annoying work. And then League 1, you have to score, is it with crosses? Assist with a cross in 5 separate matches with 8 first owner cards. So that's a little bit annoying, 100%. But I think those are the hardest to do out of all the swaps. Maybe the FUT Champs objective here is the hardest, but winning 10 Champs matches does give you a token. That's over multiple weeks. I think 3 weekend leagues you have to get 10 Champs wins. The only thing I would like to see about this is if they added in challengers for those who are not in FUT Champs, because if you're not in FUT Champs, that means you have to get promoted into it to then get this icon swap token. So I don't like that one there. And then this is the one that a lot of people are talking about with squad battles. It looks like at first glance that you're going to have to play 30 games of squad battles. You only have to play 12. It's pretty easy to make a combination of cards here in a squad that actually makes this really, really easy. Guys, if you make a first owner team of Brazilian players, all Brazil, and 11 players that are first owner, you can do 2 of these objectives at the exact same time. And then if you do the same thing with a D1 Arkema French silver team, you can do the 3 other ones at the exact same time. So there's a couple different ways that you can split it out, but this is the way that I would do it. Brazil first owner and French D1 Arkema silver players. Now, of course, French D1 Arkema silver players, are up on the market. I sold multiple of them yesterday for 2,000 to 3,000 coins, some of them around 4,000 coins, because people are doing this right now. This is something that happens like every single time icon swaps come out, because we're trying to figure out what is the most economical way to get these games done. So make sure you check your club for those, but also use the ones that you have to build your squad and to play those squad battle games. Again, note it's on minimum world-class difficulty, and the way to make it easier in squad battles, if you're like, Nate, that seems really difficult, I'm not that good of a player. Well, you can make it very easy for yourself in squad battles if you just refresh after you play each game. Refresh your opponents by pressing square at the bottom there. It says update opponents. And after you play 1 game, you can refresh them, right? And I would only play against like the 70 rated squads and below, because you should have at least 1 every single time. You can refresh and then you can play another lower tier opponent. The only problem with that is you won't get your matches counting for squad battle rewards if you do that, because once you get past your 16 weekly matches, it's kind of covered up right here, but there's a 16 weekly match limit for getting the squad battle rewards. And if you go past that, then of course it won't count for your rewards. But you know, it doesn't even really matter. If you're there to just get your icons swap packs done and your icon swap tokens obtained, then that really doesn't matter too much. And you also, when you make this team of players, this is a good thing to note with the silver cards as well, you can put subs on the bench and then sub them in to make your life easier. So like I'm starting with this French D1 Arkema team here of silvers. I'm going to put in Pedri, I'm going to put in Sophia Wilson and the new Messi of SBC that we just finished. and it's going to be a lot easier to get that done. You just start the game with those players and then sub on the others, and you should be good to go. So that is all of the discussion with the icon swaps with the Future Stars Evos. Let me know down in the comments what you're going to take from the 20 tokens, what you're leaning towards. Also, guys, you don't have to decide right away, because sure, you could obtain the tokens right away, but if you're thinking about R9, you could still in 2 weeks decide you want to do something different if there's a crazy Evo chain that comes out, and then do the Evo and then do some packs instead, or whatever it may be. Plenty of time to make a decision there. Plenty of time to get the games in as well for these tokens. Last thing from yesterday's content to go over real quick is we do have a live event and that Paxton Aronson W card, but this live event right here is really intriguing because it's a league. I think it's 40 separate matches that we can play. It does not refresh, I believe. It's like a league, so it's going to be competitive. But there's a separate objective alongside of the normal objective that goes along with this league that asks you to play with U23 or U24 players. If you build a full starting 11 with players born on or after January 30th, 2002, and you play this league, you get a whole bunch more packs. Honestly, it may not be the best squad of players that you have, but in my opinion, if you're going to play the youth league here, you got to play it with the young guys, because the rest of these packs win 15 out of 40, score 20 goals, and then even if you can't get all the way there, just a couple of these other packs, 85 by 2, 84 by 2, those are some really solid packs. The Youth League itself gives an 84 by 10 group reward. You got a couple of 83 plus picks in there. You got a Evo right here, which gives jockey base, so nothing super crazy. But like that's an interesting league. It's out for 2 weeks, so you got plenty of time to do it. But just the birth date requirement there, I thought was pretty interesting. So that was all the content from yesterday. Again, let me know in the comments what you think about the Evo. Let me know what you think about icon swaps. Hopefully a lot of that made sense. And again, make sure to check the links down below in the description for more assistance on that. Now, today's content on Saturday and a little bit of a market conversation. Let's get into that. We're getting new cards and packs today because it was a Champions League week. We're getting, of course, Trubin, the Benfica goalkeeper who scored that amazing header goal. He's getting Precision Header Plus and Footwork Plus. That's a sick card, GGCA. Joao Pedro from Chelsea is getting Power Shot and Low Driven. Tillman is getting First Touch. I would love to pack that card. And then Kasper Hoeg from Bodo Glimt, Finesse, Low Driven. And Stankovic from Club Brugge is going to have, I believe, Incisive plus Playstyle. That's not in his card there. So those are star performers that are coming into packs today. And the rest of our questions about content today really lie with the SBCs and the Evos. We do have an SBC leaked, and actually we could have 2 potential SBCs today, as I'm going to do this 85 by 3 here and try to open this for you guys on the end of the video. But we have this flashback Upamecano, who I don't know if you guys remember seeing this one leaked a couple days ago, but he is leaked, and that's a pretty decent card. And if I was somebody that had tradable center backs in my team, I'd be a little careful with them right now, because Upamecano is always a guy that people like to use in the game. He's kind of OP in certain ways, and especially if he has the Intercept Playstyle Plus, that is going to be a card that a lot of people would like to use. If he has the Anticipate base, maybe if he has Bruiser, of course, you'd look for Jockey, Block, the usual defensive playstyles. We'll have to wait for some more details on that, but that could actually be a really interesting SBC. I think it's either Upamecano today or the Del Piero FC Pro Champion Icon card. Of course, Anders Vergang was the winner this last week, and he was the one who got to choose what icon gets an SBC, and he, of course, did choose this man Del Piero. So we're just waiting to see what ends up happening with this card. We have not seen official stats leaked for that yet. We're going to keep a close eye on that, but that could be a part of today's content. And then other than that, guys, I'm really just curious about like a regular Evo, because of course we had the Academy yesterday. We're going to get more Academy Evos on Sunday. So maybe today on Saturday, we have something really chill with like a little Evo that we could, you know, just put on like normal players and not have to think about the crazy different Academy things that are going on there. So that's probably all of today's Saturday content. Of course, SBC refreshes like the 8310, the 85 by 3, the 88 to 90. That's amazing. I needed Bunny Shaw. Thank you. Whew. Thank you, EA, for that one. I needed that. I'm trying to finish this Marcelo, and I need 89 rated cards still so badly. But the Upgrade pack SBCs that are refreshing. The 88 to 90 is an amazing one that did refresh, and EA extended that one for more days than it was originally out for. That's actually really good because you can pack a lot of future stars. I packed future stars O'Reilly from that pack yesterday. So make sure you're doing those 88 to 90s with your extra fodder from the 83 by 10s. Last thing to mention for today on Saturday would probably be the potential for a flash rush event or some sort of flash rush event. Those are usually dropping on Saturdays as well. And we didn't even talk about the market. Guys, the market in most places is up. I'm getting back into trading today. I know I shouldn't be saving the market conversation for the end of the video because I know a lot of you guys are like, Nate, I just spent all my coins. What am I doing right now to make some coins? Well, I would get on bids. I would get through the grindy methods on the market because that is what's going to make you good coins right now. I'm a little bit hesitant to say the market's going to continue to fly because we have icon swaps that everybody's chasing after right now. We have Evos through the Future Stars Academy that are creating some pretty good Evo cards. And, you know, if we keep getting good SBCs like the Richards and the Dorgu, that's going to continue to kind of chip away at the market as well. And people are going to replace players in their team with these new cards. So, you know, I think the market can still do fine. I think Team of the Year cards are still pretty safe to hold. Like most of them, their prices are still up. You're really not worried too much about these cards because they are the best ones in the game, hands down. There's nobody coming close to these. But, you know, at some point, I don't think they're going to continue to rise. I think they'll kind of top out. But these cards should be pretty good to monitor and maybe trade with. I mean, they're up so much that they're probably not that great to trade with. But if you see fluctuations down, you could absolutely, like, look, I sold Patrick Rehara for 510, and she's 530,000 coins. But if you're trying to make coins today, I would tell you the best place to go, especially if you have like 250K or more, is out of packs. Because last night there was a really good Friday night bubble. You know, you had players like Rodrigo who are moving up. Kevin De Bruyne is down a little bit. Pedri is up. Alvarez is up a little bit. But just watching the graphs of these players, you're going to make good coins. Stay away from right backs and left backs a little bit, of course, because of what happened, of course, with the SBC Micah Richards Big Meeks yesterday. But, you know, for somebody like this Suarez, somebody like this Xhaka or Juan Mata, Pogba, these cards are moving and they're fluctuating really good on the market, and people still want to use them. So I absolutely think there's room to make profits right now in this game. And we're going to continue to watch the market really close. Like I said, I'm kind of getting back on the trading grind because we spent literally 5.5 million coins during this last couple of days of Team of the Year. Last week of Team of the Year, I guess, was technically when I spent the coins. And we got to recoup some of those losses back in. Now, let's recoup a couple of fodder cards at the very least with the last 85 by 3s that we can open from today. The fact that this SBC is still out is really nice too because, you know, let me see a tunnel here. I was just going to say, it's so nice to see the tunnel more times than not. As I said earlier in the video, just from seeing only gold walkouts for the past week with the Team of the Year cards being so hard to pack. Last 85-3 on the day. All right, well, I jinxed myself there, but maybe that's a 90 rated or an 89. 285s, par for the course. Anyways, guys, good luck with your icon swaps grind. It does take a bit of work, but honestly, with those rewards, I think it's worth it. And there is plenty of time if you don't want to get it done right away. You want to take a break post Team of the Year grind, you can absolutely still do that. But best of luck in those squad battle rewards, and we will reconvene tomorrow on the YouTube video after a day of Saturday content. If you enjoyed this one, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment down below if you have any questions. And of course, subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in a video tomorrow. It's been Nate, TheFutAccountant. See you there. Peace out.